righty, we'll get rocking and rolling. Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about kvCORE, do a kind of refresher overview on some of the features and tools that are within the platform. I know everybody gets busy with life, with their business, and sometimes we forget all this great technology that we have right at our fingertips, and RE/MAX offers to us for free as being part of RE/MAX. But there are kind of three parts I want to quickly go over here today, and then we'll open it up for a discussion and field any questions that you guys have. But first, I want to talk about the CRM side of things, and then the automated listing material that is done for you right away as soon as you enter a new listing, and talk about some of the ways you can post listings and do certain things, certain posts to social media websites to kind of gain some inquiries and leads from it. So with that being said, I'm going to share my screen here and we'll get started. All right, so if you're unfamiliar with how to get there, the first place to start is remax.net. So you got to log into Max Center. And then from there, you'll be able to access your apps. For me, because it's a popular one, it comes right up. The platform MAXTECH, powered by kvCORE. So once this loads, it's going to bring us right into the main dashboard. Let me select myself so you can see what it looks like as an agent. Mine looks slightly different because I'm a manager as well. But this is the main dashboard. It might look somewhat similar to other CRMs that you're using, but it gives you right in the middle here an overview of all the activity that you have going on. If you have it synced up with your email, it'll show you emails coming in, text messages that your clients are sending you. And the one other thing I like is it actually has access to link up to your Hotmail or Gmail calendar. So if you're working within the platform, you can quickly tab over here and see what's on your schedule for the day. Additionally, you have your other items, tasks and calls, anything that you put in here that's scheduled. So like I said, I wanted to talk about the CRM side of things. We're going to come up here to the left-hand side and click on our CRM. And this is where you'll have access to all your contacts that you put in the system, both ones that you either A, import, or B, ones that come through as leads off your website or any posts that you're making to social media. There's a couple ways that you can get people in here. If you're putting in your database, you can do a mass import. You can send them a CSV file and they'll take care of everything for you, or you can do it manually yourself. It's really not that hard of a process. If anybody wants to go that route and needs a little bit of help, I'm more than willing to sit down with you guys one-on-one and help you through that process. After you get people in, you can obviously add people on an individual basis by going up there to the right-hand side. And if you made a new contact that day, you can come in here, put in their contact information, and put a single contact in. So for example's sake, I'm going to pull up Jess Pines here, and we'll take a look at her contact. And I'll show you some of the things that are pretty neat about the system. So on the left-hand side, you have the client overview, their contact information, their property address. If you put that in there, the hashtag system is one way that this CRM allows you to differentiate the people that you put in your database. You can put in as many categories as you want, but what this does is it allows you to focus on individual groups, whether they're buyers, geographical locations, years that they purchased or sold. You can get really specific by using a bunch of different hashtags. And then when you're doing your marketing efforts, you can, focus in on those types of groups if you want to. The second way to do that within the system is the client journey. So you have categories here, sphere, prospect, new lead, active lead, client, contract, and closed. Most of these are self-explanatory, but you can also do the same thing in putting people into different groups. That way you can, customize and focus those marketing efforts to those different groups. Right in the middle, you have another activity overview. It shows you all the communication that you've had with this client, everything that you set up, in any pending upcoming calls or tasks that you have assigned to that client. So one of the things I really like about this CRM system is there's a lot of ways to automate communication to these clients, and it takes some of the work off your plate. One of the ways I like to do that is I put together these market reports for the clients that it's a automatic generated. You can do it based on city, township, county, zip code, and it goes right to their email, and you can adjust it days. You can have anywhere from 7 to 28. So you can do it on a weekly basis or monthly or in between, obviously. So what's cool about this is it's a way that your client gets a branded piece of material that gives them insight about the market. And it's another touch point for you in your efforts to your database. The one other cool thing that you can do with this is you can also tailor it. There's no limit to the amount of market reports that you put in there. So if your client lists a property with you, you can change that to 7 days and put it on a school district, township, or county, and it keeps them aware of the changing market, on a weekly basis. The other cool way you can automate some of this stuff is you can add a listing valuation. So any client that you have that wants a automated valuation model sent to them based on maybe it's once a year or twice a year, you can set that up in here as well. You plug their property in, and they'll get a AVM value sent to them, telling them what the estimated value of their house is. Again, another cool automated touch to your database that you really don't have to do much after you get it set up. I'm going to click over here to property details and show you another way that you can set up an automated touch to your database. So you have the ability to adjust all this information by clicking the top left here, edit details. But the two that I always recommend coming in here and doing is if they purchased a house through you, you can put the last close date. So you put that close date in there and then toggle this switch. And every year on that date, they'll get sent an email and a text message on your behalf. It's branded to you. It's fully customizable. You can put whatever verbiage in there that you want. And it gets sent out to them every year, congratulating them on another year of home ownership. The same goes with birthdays. You can plug their birthday in there, and they'll get an email and text on their birthday once a year. So these are multiple ways that your client's being nurtured on your behalf without you having to do anything other than putting in the information one time up front. So to me, this is something that's really cool that not all systems. Our team has used Top Producer for years and years. It doesn't have this level of automation. It's a great CRM, but some of these automated touches that you have access to through this kvCORE platform, to me, are pretty unique. So I want to jump back here to my marketing. The next thing I want to talk about with your CRM that I've started using personally, and I think is another good way to nurture your database and get use out of this CRM system, is scheduled mass emails. So you can come in here, click through marketing, scheduled mass emails. You can set up as many as you want, but I started with the holidays here and scheduled emails right before the holidays to my database. You can get very specific using the hashtags or the clients that you want to focus on. And I just put together a quick message, used a little chat GPT creativity and inspiration to put some good verbiage together, wishing people, a happy holiday. And then I personalized it by just adding a quick photo of the family and wishing everybody the best. But what's cool about this is it takes very little time. And then, as you can see on my dashboard, I've had several people email me back just, saying how happy they were to get that type of email. And it connected very well with them. Again, it's a very cool feature to me that you have access to right in this CRM. So moving on, I want to touch on some of the listing stuff that gets generated for you right away. New core listing machine. This is kind of like the old design center packets that you get. Every listing that you put in, it will generate a group of assets for you right away, which is pretty awesome. So you get a social media, listing promotion. You get flyers, you get all kinds of different material. But in addition to that, it's really quick and easy to go in here and make door hangers, brochures, postcards, anything that you want that's outside of the canned items that they give you. And again, it's done on every one of your listings that goes in the MLS. The next thing I want to talk about is quickly posting some listings here to Facebook. So if you go to your listings tab, it will pull up every one of your listings, and you can do it, whether it's a just sold or pending or a new listing that you put in. But you simply click on what listing you want. And there's multiple ways to post it to Facebook. You can either come to here and put more actions, but the best way I find is just copying the direct link, and you can drag and drop that to Facebook. But what this looks like is a nice individualized property website where people have access to the photos and listing material, and then can click on, additional links to request more information. Or if they pop around your website and look at other properties, they'll be engaged based on your website settings to put in their contact information, and it comes back to you as a lead within the CRM system. So this is definitely something I encourage at least just grab.
Can go back to that. How did you do that Facebook thing?
So yeah, again, you can either go up here to more actions and you can post to Facebook. And so long as you have the link set up, you have your Facebook page integrated with kvCORE, you can post right there to Facebook directly, or you just simply copy this direct link and then Control V into Facebook. I just pop that into the URL bar and it pulls up what it looks like. But as long as you drop that link into the post section of Facebook, I can pull that up quick to show you what that looks like. So you would just come, create a post, Control V,
I clicked on it, went to this.
and you can pop that into Facebook, and it will add that link, obviously, for the property website. And you can put whatever type of verbiage you want above that.
And then click click.
But again, I think that's a cool way that you can quickly grab a listing of yours, promote it on Facebook, tag people in it, and start generating some activity through your website and on the property that in turn is going to get people to register, create contact information, and form a lead for you and something to follow up on. There are several other ways within the kvCORE platform, and it's kind of overwhelming and daunting, but I just kind of want to take a look at some of these within the lead engine. You can make all types of landing pages, squeeze pages, which are just simply like small little individualized websites that are engaging. You can make posts, find the most updated listings in Cumberland Valley schools. You can make a squeeze page and post that to Facebook. People click on it. It's set up, tied directly to CV schools or whatever school district you want to use. But it's very engaging. It gets people to click on it. And people sign up. They put in their contact information to be engaged in that post. And again, it forms a means of a lead for you and something to follow up on. Keith, I know in our office does a good bit of this, and I didn't want to get too high level in on this. I just wanted to show everybody the features that were kind of out there, and then throughout the year we're gonna do some more workshops like we did last year, and hopefully have some higher level conversation. But Keith, are you on the call? Is there anything that you want to add, any of your input on how you use this, the different features it has to capture leads?
Well, I would say just start with something and do it, and you will start getting more leads. I think this week alone, I don't know what's happened, if things have changed, but I have like 6 or 7 conversations going on, getting people pre-approved, just answering questions, but all that's activity. So just start with one thing that you find that works, and share a listing from the office to Facebook, and someone will click on it. I guarantee it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you kind of brought up a good point in my mind. You actually have access to all the listings in the MLS to post, whether it's your listing or not. So even if you don't have any active listings, if you find one that's cool that you want to promote, you have the ability to copy that link and post it to your Facebook. The good courtesy is to obviously get permission from the listing agent to do so. We want everybody to reach out, just say, hey, I hope you're okay. I want to ask permission to post your listing to Facebook. And ultimately, in my opinion, I think the more exposure, the better for your sellers. It's ultimately going to hopefully net them the most. And a lot of people are agreeable to it. Obviously, if they're not, respect that and find another listing. But again, it doesn't have to just be your listings. If you don't have something active, you can grab something else to post and generate interest on Facebook.
And I want to add one more thing I forgot. Is if you just post it on your page, no one's going to see it. So, I have tons of yard sale groups and local groups, and I make sure that, it's allowed, but I post it there too. So you have to, it's great to post it on your page, and I do with everything, but you got to get outside of your sphere too. I think that's the biggest draw to kvCORE, is it can pull people in you're not already talking to.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you guys have interest in that, I can certainly send out some of the links to the trainings Keith and I held last year that I have on YouTube that kind of goes into some of those different Facebook groups that you can extend your reach to and market those properties. Um, I'll certainly pass those along. And like I said, based on the amount of interest we get, and if you want to do a workshop, we can set that up and have a higher level of conversation about some of these items. But I just wanted to bring this stuff up again because, again, you get busy, you get busy with life, business, and we forget about some of the cool things that this MaxTech kvCORE platform has to offer. I always suggest just start small, put your people in the CRM in the least, and then add their birthdays, add their home purchase anniversaries in there. Just let the system contact those for folks twice a year for you. It's a starting point, and go from there and add to it. Uncle Tim, any thoughts, any questions that you have, anything you want to add?
Nope, I don't have anything. I think it's very helpful to go over this every once in a while. I mean, we have this system that everybody wanted. We just have to utilize it, the way you want to utilize it as an agent. I mean, you can spend your whole life working in that system, or you could get it automated so that it just does a few things for you to give you those extra touches. So,
Yeah, Kong, are you
Jim Penn,
using this in any capacity at this point?
Not to this capacity that you are, but I know it's overwhelming for a lot of agents, and my advice to them is start off adding 4 to 5 contacts a day or 20 to 25 a week. And within half a year, you'll have a database in there that you can work with. So if you don't have any CRM right now and you're not using anything, start adding, and you can go back and look at your last few sales and start putting those people into your database and work them. Okay, we have the sales history here. It's very easy to show you what you sold within the past X amount of years. Start adding them 4 to 5 a day at a time, and call them while you're doing it, so you have a point of reaching out to them, and then put it in the notes, and you can play around with that feature. But you have to start off small. Don't get overwhelmed and think, oh my gosh, I got to add 300 people at once. If you're going to do that, you'll never get started. Just add 4 to 5 a day, and eventually you'll have a database very quickly too.
Jim Penny, you had a question?
Yeah, I just had a simple question, Brooks. I have been using this, and as you said, sometimes leads will come through the system automatically. Sometimes those leads aren't very good. People will put in false information, a bad email, so you really have no way to contact them. So when you get these leads that aren't really good, you can't do anything with them. I have tried to delete them just to clean the database up, but the system won't allow me to do it now. If it's one I've added manually myself and it turns out to not be a good lead, I can get it out of there. But the ones that come through the system, I can't. Is there a way I should be doing that? Or, I mean, I don't want to get rid of good people, but when you know that it's just bogus information, you don't want it in there.
Yeah, I've never had any issues deleting. There's also, is there an archive option too?
So you've never had a problem deleting because you're an admin. So I think that's why, but you can't get rid of company leads. But I think you can either archive them, or you can reassign them. You can go in and transfer them back to I think the pool. I can look
Okay.
into it, but
Just send them
I
all
use
to Brooks, Jim.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I was joking. I just said send all the bad leads to Brooks.
Oh, okay. I'm sure he'll appreciate that.
Jim, I'll definitely look into, what you have to do on your end, whether it's archive or like Keith was alluding to, like unassigning them from yourself, and putting them back in the pool. We'll get some more information for you on that.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else have any questions, comments, want to tell us kind of how they're using the system or would like to start using the system?
I have a question. As we're talking here, I got a lead come through, and so this is what it says. It says no rule match, running default, validation run. kvCORE found this to be an excellent. It's got the person's email, excellent quality lead. Then it has, all I have is an email and no name and no phone number. So, and then they're asking about properties or highlighting properties. I mean, okay, I'll reach out to them and say, hello, person, thank you for contacting me, or what the hell do you want? I don't know. What do you do with that?
So
I'm sorry, go ahead, Brooks.
yeah, go ahead, Keith. I think I know where you're kind of going.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, you just have to. So there's an automated system that'll send text messages and emails, and I usually don't respond to anybody until they respond to one of those emails. But I also send other things out, and I just quick little blurb of, hey, did you see this house? And they either, unsubscribe or they answer a question, or I archive them after, it's been 3 months and they haven't responded to anything, and you can see if they're opening your email. So, I think the power of the system is to just turn it on and let it do its work and keep an eye on it, and then just pepper in little things. And if no one responds, just get them out of there and focus on the people that are responding.
Okay.
So, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, if you need help, I mean, I don't know if it's automatically on, but I mean, we can look at your what's going out, and you just have to turn there's a rule for a new buyer comes in, it automatically turns on the automated like follow-up system.
Okay. Well, we might have to get together. You in the office today?
Every day, anytime, just come and see me.
Come and see you. Thank you.
No, my pleasure.
Brooks,
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I know, like, when kvCORE first came out, I was kind of like, oh, I have a CRM. I'm not really like, I don't really need to go to Brooks trainings because I have a CRM. But as things have progressed and there's some of these other things that maybe it would be helpful for you to set up another workshop for, like, showing us, because I have a database and I could upload all my contacts into that pretty easily. I know you can connect, export a CSV and upload it, but I'm just like wondering, like, maybe if it would be helpful to do another workshop that, because I know I'm guilty of that. And I feel like there's a bunch of others of us that probably already had a CRM and didn't really pay much attention to kvCORE in the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll definitely get something in the works here relatively soon, and we'll do it downstairs in the training room, but also have a Zoom link for anybody who can't make it to the office. But we can get together and chat on a higher level about some of these things. I mean, it is really sophisticated and cool in certain ways. Like Keith was saying, there are smart campaigns for anybody who comes in as a new lead, whether it's buyer or seller. You can have them automatically followed up with emails, text messages on your behalf. You don't have to do anything. And like he said, he doesn't respond to them until they respond to one of those messages. You can have a long line of messages, over the course 2-3 years of these email campaigns and text message campaigns going out to these folks. So it's constantly doing the follow-up on your behalf, aside from making the phone calls, but you can add phone calls into those, you know, smart campaigns as well. So it's an additional, more personal touch than just the emails and texts going out. But yeah, like I said, we'll put together a workshop here coming up soon, and hopefully folks get engaged in that and start using this system in some capacity.
I don't know if anybody noticed, but they added Chat GPT to responses. So if someone text messages you, you don't even have to think of the response. If if it comes up, you can just pull it up and say generate a response, and it'll type it out for you, and then you can figure out what you really want to say.
That's pretty wild. I did not notice that yet. Alrighty, guys. Well, if no one else has any other questions or thoughts, we'll wrap it up, and hope everyone has a great week.